Hello, welcome back, and as always, I hope you're doing well. Right, before I start guys, I just want to have a little whinge. Do you remember in my last video I'd done about the Hong Kong Legends collection and I had Game of Death being sent to me in the post? Well, on Saturday, that arrived. Special Platinum Edition, which I already own. Can you believe it? I waited all that time for that. So obviously I got straight on to eBay, messaged him, and he reimbursed me my money. So now I'm stuck with that. But I paid $11.95 for that. Luckily, I picked it up for £3.99. So now I've got the 30th anniversary tribute edition. I think I'm going to give up for a little while. I'm just going to give it a rest until after my holiday because it's starting to get on my nerves. But anyway, all's well that ends well. Right. Today's video is going to be about Bruce Lee's Nunchaku. One of the subscribers to the channel, Carl Playford, alright pal, he commented on one of my videos a couple of weeks ago and he said, "Hi Stripey, any chance you could do a video about the various Nunchaku Bruce Lee used in his movies?" I know the same as all you lot. Obviously we first saw them in the Green Hornet. They wasn't in the Big Boss. Then Fist of Fury, pulled them out twice. Way of the Dragon, he used 2 sets. Enter the Dragon, he done that amazing routine in the cavern. And obviously the battle with Dan and Santo in Game of Death. But I thought I'd have a little look and see what I could find out. So let's start off with the very first set that Bruce Lee used in the Green Hornet. Some of Bruce Lee's personal items were on display at the Bruce Lee Tribute Seni event in London on the 13th and 14th of December 2014. First up, the Kato and Santa Monica Nunchaku, 1965 to 1970. And it says on the plaque, designed by Bruce and made by George Lee. These were one of Bruce's favourite sets which hang in his library, along with a plain wood pair and the set he likely used later for Fist. These are the first screen-used Nunchaku as Kato in the 1966 Green Hornet episode, The Hunters and the Hunted. He used them for publicity photos in his Barrington Plaza apartments and the Santa Monica area beach. He later changed the chain from 6 to 8 links for greater fluidity. Prop store auctions. Kato's Bruce Lee Nunchaku from the ABC action series The Green Hornet. In Season 1, episode The Hunters and the Hunted, Kato used these nunchucks to take down a group of big game hunters targeting criminals. The pair of 12-inch long black lacquered wooden nunchuckers featured an 8-link metal chain and 3 grip grooves. Also included are 7 printed black and white images of Lee using his nunchakus as Kato in various photo sessions, as well as a certificate of authenticity from George Lee, Lee's equipment maker and personal friend, to whom these nunchuckers were gifted. The COA, the certificate of authenticity, states that Bruce Lee used them in The Hunters and the Hunted in 1966. These nunchaku exhibit scratches, minor chips and surface wear from production use. Dimensions are 12 inches by 2.5 inches, tapering down to 1.5 inches. They look legit. The problem is it's 50 years ago now, 50 plus years ago if you go back to 1965, 66 with the Green Hornet. But it's quite amazing. I think it was on Charles Damiano's show, but Hector Martinez had a pair made by George Lee. If you go on Charles's YouTube channel, it's a fantastic YouTube channel, all to do with Bruce Lee and Hector Martinez. They're both amazing people. You can write in Nunchaku in the search bar and it shows you Charlie and Hector showing these off. Simply amazing stuff, made by George Lee as well. Amazing. But they could well be the ones. They look very similar, but you know what the world's like now. I'm very, very cynical. I'm very sceptical about stuff like this. Anyway, let's get on with the next one. Fist of Fury. Back to the Seni event in London. Fist of Fury wooden nunchaku 1972. Believed to be the wooden nunchaku Bruce used in the Japanese dojo non-contact display. Filming his nunchaku's first movie appearance, Bruce likely brought these from LA to Hong Kong. They appeared to be the other set in his library with the Kato Nunchaku to use in Fist of Fury, having changed the 6-link chain to 11 links for the movie. Bruce apparently gave them to co-star Robert Baker after filming in 1972, who passed them on while in Hong Kong. They changed hands several times. This is undocumented over the next 25 years. I've done a video talking about the chain length difference on Fist of Fury's Nunchaku, and if you look at Steve Kerridge's book, The Intercepting Fist, it actually shows you 2 pairs that Bruce Lee actually used while doing Fist of Fury. And they are clearly different. The ones that he used at the dojo fight didn't have the ribs going all the way round, as opposed to the ones he used against Suzuki at the end of the film. Also the Seni event in London, Fist of Fury Rubber Nunchaku 1972. Believed to be the rubber nunchaku Bruce used to fight Mr. Suzuki in the movie Showdown. These roughly made but unique nunchaku have slightly different shaped battens with groove grips down their length. One batten bends more than the other, as seen on film. The first poorly made rubber set used in the dojo contact scene fell apart, so were replaced with these for the Showdown fight. Imagine owning a set of them. Let's see what I found out about Way of the Dragon. Way of the Dragon Wooden Nunchaku 1972. And it says, Tang Lung's Bruce Lee's double nunchaku from Lee's martial art movie The Way of the Dragon. Tang Lung used his nunchaku to defeat Ho's thugs in the alley behind the restaurant. The Way of the Dragon is the most personal of all Bruce Lee's films. It is also notable for being the only film to feature the little dragon's breathtaking skill with the deadly double nunchaku, a discipline that requires remarkable timing, reflexes and impeccable spatial awareness. Handmade to Lee's exact specifications, each pair of nunchaku from this unique double set is crafted from durable lightweight wood wrapped in mesh strips, then covered in a protective rubberish coating with metal chain and eye hooks linking the 2 battens. Each pair was the perfect length and weight for Lee, and the bespoke covering delivered enhanced grip, a feature that was invaluable when filming in the exceptionally hot and humid climate of Hong Kong. Lee typically used 2 types of nunchaku in his films, one with a strong but lightweight construction, and another even lighter design with an exterior padding to protect actors from impact injuries. This set of nunchaku, one of only 2, comes from the former category, and Lee used them to execute sections of the mesmerising double nunchaku battle filmed at Golden Harvest Studios. Unlike its sister set, which has 2 parallel indentations running around the entire circumference of one of the 4 battens, this double set is entirely uniformed in its design. Dimensions are 95cm times 3.5cm times 3.5cm. Again, if you look on Charles Damiano's channel, he bought a replica set. Can't remember the guy who sold them now. Charlie mentions it in his video. And they are huge. They look like clubs with a really long chain. I often wondered how Bruce wielded them, but obviously if they're really lightweight. Anyone who's had a go on nunchaku knows the longer the chain, the harder they are to control. I mean, now you're seeing people spinning around their fingers and all that, but the chain length is pretty short, really. I mean, these were big clubs with a really long chain. The Game of Death. Game of Death wooden yellow nunchucks from 1972, and this is at GWS auctions. Bruce Lee Game of Death filmed used wooden nunchucks given to Bob Wall with a letter of provenance. These nunchucks were used by Bruce Lee during the filming of the martial arts film Game of Death, which was filmed between August and October 1972, and was initially Lee's final film project, as he passed away during the making of the film. This piece truly belongs in a museum. This lot comes with a letter of authenticity from Lee's fellow martial artist Bob Wall, who appeared with Lee in several films and was a close friend. The letter states that Wall was given these nunchucks by Bruce Lee in July of 1973, shortly before his death. The letter states, in part, "I was on the set of Game of Death with Bruce, where he used these nunchucks in his fight scene against Dan Inosanto. The nunchucks are made of wood and was used for certain shots. Because they were made of wood, they were not used for any of the striking scenes." I'm very sceptical about these ones, to be honest with you. Bob Wall was on the set of Game of Death. Has anyone ever seen any photos of that? I've seen Freddie Weintraub there, I've seen Raymond Chow there, and the people that were in the movie, but I've not seen Bob Wall. even though Bob's wrote a letter of authenticity, I would be very sceptical that Bruce Lee gave him a set of nunchaku. And also, correct me if you think I'm wrong, I don't think Bruce Lee used wooden nunchaku on Game of Death. From when he first pulls them out to the whole routine, to me, they look like they're rubber, foam. They're very, very bendy. And they look really lightweight, almost to the point they're so lightweight. Yes, you can whip them around, but they're very hard to control. But that's just my opinion. Game of Death plastic nunchaku, Bruce Lee Club, Hong Kong. Get inspired by Bruce Lee with our authentic and safe toy nunchucks, designed to honour his iconic weapon. These light and durable nunchaku instill confidence and discipline. Explore their legacy of this martial arts legend and embark on a self-improvement journey. From Bruce Lee's famous battle cries to his black and yellow pyjamas, the nunchaku represents his enduring legacy. Experience its power firsthand, like in the classic film Game of Death, where Lee's epic fight scene is revered as one of the greatest martial art clashes. I'm actually thinking about getting a set of these just to hang behind me, not for use, from the Bruce Lee Club in Hong Kong. I would love to get a replica pair of the Game of Death nunchaku to go with my top and trainers. Back to the Singh event. Game of Death Outdoor Nunchaku 1972. Bruce used these unique wooden nunchaku with metal caps while filming the infamous, but lost, fight scene in the countryside. Either promotional, test filming or footage he actually intended at the time for his movie. He used these to fight Dan and Asanto, who has Kali sticks, whom he duels again in the pagoda in the later re-scripted release version of Game of Death by Golden Harvest. These do look like the ones that Bruce Lee used in the New Territories. I honestly do believe there was video footage filmed out there. I think it's probably about in a canister somewhere, just waiting to be discovered. But they do look quite legit, but obviously we never ever got to see them used by Bruce on film. Enter the Dragon Nunchaku 1973. 3 to 4 pairs of nunchaku were handmade for the movie, used by Bruce Lee and Hans Guards for the patrol and underground fights. Bruce handled all the nunchaku using one set for his display /fight scene, another for his cave trap, and others for publicity photos. Uniquely designed with vinyl covering, ring swivels and clips, wooden tapered battens as per this set for his demo, shown twice from 2 different camera angles as So Fast. A lighter /faster set may have been used. So 3 to 4 sets were used for Enter the Dragon. I never realised that really, but I suppose there's a famous publicity photo where Bruce Lee sat with them round his neck and his black catsuit is still on him, and they look very similar to the ones in Way of the Dragon. They look really big and thick. But yeah, I've always wondered about them nunchaku. They're probably my favourite. That routine was always the one that used to get me going the most, because it's over so quickly and it is filmed from 2 different angles, and that's the one I stupidly said I could actually do a few videos ago. I do wonder if they're the actual ones, because the next bit of video is from Heritage Auctions. And then finally, the Heritage Auctions. Bruce Lee Hero Nunchaku from Enter the Dragons, Warner Brothers 1973. Vintage original set of martial arts nunchucks consisting of 2 slightly tapered 12.75 inches to 1.25 inches black painted wooden shafts joined by 8 inches of small metal chain links. These prop nunchaku were given to actor-athlete Jim Kelly, who co-starred with Bruce Lee as Williams, from producer Freddie Weintraub. It is explained that the prop was given to Kelly after the production of Enter the Dragon in preparation and training for a subsequent film, Black Belt Jones. An incredible relic from Enter the Dragon, the martial arts film that made Bruce Lee a bona fide international superstar. Exhibits some production wear and some scuffing to black paint in production use. Very good condition, accompanied by a letter of authenticity from producer Fred Weintraub. And it comes with a certificate of authenticity from Heritage Auctions. These look like the real deal to me. They remind me of the ones in Enter the Dragon. I could be wrong, but obviously they was given to Jim Kelly by Fred Weintraub, apparently. Again, it's another... You've got a story with it. Although I've never heard Jim Kelly say that Bruce Lee gave him a set of nunchucks and got them out, but Maybe he didn't feel the need to. Apparently they was going to be used in Black Belt Jones. Does he use them in Black Belt Jones? Can't actually remember now.
A few moments later.
So yeah, that's kind of all I've found out about the nunchaku Bruce Lee used in these films. I'm not sure of all the dimensions, you know, the length of them, how many links are in the chains. I know Bruce Lee used to extend the chains a little bit, apparently for better fluidity, and I do think a longer chain does make them look better on film, but that's just my personal opinion. But let me know what you think down below. Do you think Bobble's wooden nunchuck that Bruce Lee gave him during the filming of Game of Death? I know Bob was in the 78 version. They don't look wooden to me throughout that whole fight scene. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Right, so with that, I'm going to try and piece all this together. It was kind of difficult finding all this stuff. And if you go on YouTube, I'll try and put some links down below if you want to check these things out for yourself. But you can go on YouTube and see Heritage Auctions doing the auctioning off of Bruce Lee's nunchakus from Enter the Dragon.
Lot 277, Bruce Lee. Can you imagine this? I got a chance to hold on to these the other day. This is the Bruce Lee nunchuck from Enter the Dragon. Can you imagine handling something like this?
Amazing, but what a collection piece. You would never use them, would you? Spending all that money. But, yeah, quite amazing. So thanks for the question, Carl. I hope it kind of helped. I didn't really know where to go with this, so I just dug in and had a little poke around on the internet to find out what I could find out about this subject. So I hope you enjoyed it, mate. I really do. Right, before I go, as always, if you like this sort of thing, possibly give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Don't cost you nothing, and it really does help me out. And thank you very much for my patrons. You guys are amazing. That's it. Have yourselves an amazing week, guys. Much love. And I'll be back with another ramble real soon. You take care of yourselves.